Hello, welcome back to another episode of Space Program. After recording the last episode, I noticed we forgot to do two more or less important things. Number one, Valentina was supposed to remove the RCS ports from the modules she attached. Let me show these. Came up with this craft. Oh dear, it's lucky again. And this module has these 4 RCS ports. These were supposed to be detached. So we will have to do that at some later point, probably by the first resident crew on the Minmus station once that arrives in Minmus orbit. More importantly, remember the reason why there were only 2 Kerbals on board that missions? Well, we had a rescue mission and apparently forgot. So that's why the next of our rescue craft is currently being rolled out to the pad, and we will have to take care of that relatively soonish. Before that, well, maybe actually we can probably launch and then check on this Minmus tourist landing maneuver we have to do. Let's see, what maneuver is that? That's the circularization around Minmus orbit. Okay, so that's time critical. I guess we will be doing that first, then the landing. Let me also quickly check any additional debris. Not this, not this. Kerbals Orbit Rescue 3. Oh, I guess that's one of our lower stages and can be removed. Let's quickly check on that. Since it is suborbital anyway. Yep, that sure looks like a stage. We dropped 58 kilometers, so let's quickly deorbit that. Again, after that we will be doing the circularization burn there. That's also the craft which will have to dock to the or visit the Minmus 5P base, which we landed earlier, but where the contract is still not completed because a pilot needs to enter it, at least briefly. And after that we will take care of the 2 new rescues which we have in orbit here. I took a second one, so Beakers was the one we had before. I accepted a second mission because we can always rescue 2 people at the same time, and maybe we get some better candidates this time than the last time. That's going to take a while, I'm afraid. That it's bouncing so much, it pretty much tells us that this engine just does not work for, well, it's not very streamlined in a sense that it would act as a nose cone for re-entry. However, of course, these parts are much lighter, so inevitably this section will be formed or the first to re-enter, but still it's very wobbly. Probably will sort itself out once it's in a lower in the atmosphere. So then after a day we will have the Minmus station core plane change, or well, mid-course correction burn, and that will be later. I will also have to do another test with the construction ports, because last time we failed to work with the angle snap feature, so I want to test that and see whether we can get it working somehow. And at some point understand how it works. What's that? One of the old debris and another one. Yeah, so we already have a lot of debris up there. At some point we may need to take care of those. And that's the orbited. Please back to the Space Center. Okay, then let's walk to this. Let's check the maneuver. Looks good. 25 by 24. Yeah, that's okay. Execute. And we can remove that reminder. Oh, there it is. Okay. And the base is here. We'll take a couple orbits probably to align it. Good enough. Okay. Let's align our craft a little better. So the solar panels, if they were... Oh. Okay. Roughly aligned. Now let's see. It's approximately 1 Minmus. Well, what is Minmus period? Rotation period? Okay, that's our current craft. Where's my target? It's not showing. That's not helpful either. I want my target, please. Actually, the target should be the flag, right? We landed the probe pretty close to the flag, but flag? No, the flag is somewhere else entirely. Well then, I guess we will come back. Or maybe, let's see what happens. Okay, I guess on next orbit we will land there. Yeah. So we try to let MacJet take care of some of this. Probably going to go wrong, but at least we tried. A supply situation still supplies for 10 days, so that's okay. Would really like you not to burn out all of our RCS fuel. Okay, it stopped. And we definitely have too much fuel in this stage to dump it. I mean, we could dump it. We don't technically need it. But on the other hand, this is a tourist mission. Keeping extra fuel for safety margins, probably not bad. And this is also where MacJet is very, very likely to burn a ton of fuel, which it wouldn't have to burn at all if it would just start landing. And I think that's what we will do now, aboard and somewhere, and just get going, please. Really no point messing this up. Actually, let's turn this way around. Then the edge is towards the craft, the base, so I don't have to fly around. Yeah, MacJib easily wasted 100, well, a lot of fuel here, let's put it this way. Okay, landed now. Let me check what the mission actually required. Land on Minmus with 2 Kerbal tourists, done. Okay, so all we need to do is finger. Fly over. And board the station quickly. And please switch off these engines. Thank you. Hey, that's contract completed. So this station can now be mothballed. Let's get out of here. And actually, I don't know whether Linger has already taken a surface sample. In any case, we bring one back and plant a flag just in case. Okay, and we don't need this here for long. Okay, now let's check Linger. Yeah, that's one of the crew we recovered from moon orbit, so well, she already had a flag, but second one doesn't hurt. Crew report from here, no use, okay. Anything else we can take here? Surface sample, yeah, we have that, thank you. Well then, let's get back into orbit. That's about enough. Let's see. Cabin is there, so we can actually return straight from this. Return from a moon. Create node. That looks fine to me. What's the periapsis? Non-existent, so maybe a little less. A little bit less. 36. Yeah, whatever. Tad more. 32. Let's stick with that. That's a 179, so we arm this to the next stage. Why will this not let me arm? Huh, interesting. Whatever. Then we will stage manually. Execute next. Actually, like to properly dispose of the stage, so what I will actually do is this, and now we procreate roughly, dispose of this. Take our periapsis again, 32 kilometers, yes. What if we change it? Yeah, we need to fix the node as, oh dear. And we will encounter the moon on our return trajectory. That's not ideal. Okay, let's see. I want radial in and like this, I guess. And we will be on a faster return trajectory. Or that's actually probably a slower one. Let me check. 9 days, yeah, that's slow. What about going the other way? Okay. Days. I'll do something like that. And now bring this down to something where we re-enter. Oh god. Well, the moon this time out there. I don't care if it's out there. That's perfect. Execute this node and let's go with it. Let's check our supplies. Yes, we have enough supplies for the return trip. Okay, and we add a maneuver here just to have our re-entry, cruise landing, re-entry. Okay. Let's get back to the Space Center. Get rid of this one. And anything stored here? No, not yet. And I definitely want these earlier. No. Where is Here. Okay, close enough. Well, actually, let's at 87. Okay, stop. And launch this. Clear all. Actually, yeah, who do we send? Let's send Jet, why not? Launch. Valentina will stay grounded until she has completed all of her assembly training and training for the asteroid mission. So that's the next time she will actually get to go into orbit. In the meantime, this one, and let's target the first of these. That's in a 87 kilometer orbit, so we go there and 0 here. Engage autopilot, 1, 2, 3, round about until here. Ascent path looks good. 340 kilometers looks good, let's go. I also ordered construction of a few simplified of these rescue vehicles without the solid rocket boosters and with one of these construction ports on top instead of a regular docking port for use in the testing of the construction ports, and also because we, for most low orbit missions, don't even need so much delta V. So it's actually cheaper to use those without the solid rockets. Let's see how close we can get. I think we need to go a little steeper. Just so we stay a little slower on our ascent to orbit, and thus Because we are getting a little ahead still of the other craft. Okay, bearings can be ditched. Let's see. So yeah, we need to go a little higher. Let's say 89. That will fix our and now we need to work with this. Disengage, remove this, and let's see. Actually, remove this node. Let's see what happens if I use this. 24. Okay, node. There. Rotation, remove, create, and execute. Basically, we are going for a direct rendezvous. I will not circularize until I am there. And we will match velocities at this node, except a little earlier, maybe, yeah, at least half a second earlier. And let's go there. Lots of stages. Okay. Will be interesting to see what kind of wreckage that is. Okay, Jeb, hold steady and let's see what we have here. Is this the submarine pod? Yeah. That's really not going to work in orbit. Okay, let's head over. Huh. Oh, come on. And board. Next one is in a considerably lower orbit, and we want to let it catch up with us. Let's see, what is the closest approach? If I add a maneuver here, then move it out, and oh dear, that will be a while. Okay. That's in 3.5 hours. Unfortunately, that's right when we need to do our fix there. So let's not do that. And instead, we will change our orbit slightly and reduce this time. So let's say at this place 4 and my orbit is 87 at this point. Okay. That maneuver. Say 40. A little more. Okay. Then our new apoapsis is way out there. We add another maneuver here. And target will still be ahead of us. Oh, no. That's already the wrong way. Okay. That should be roughly good enough. Okay. Execute next node and let's go there. Hopefully we don't crash into this. That's a 30 meters second, so let's take our usual 0.3 seconds and execute, go. If you're joining these videos late and did not have access to the unlisted videos, the reason I'm using MagJet for all of this is of course because I've done these so many times. And so it's really kind of just boring, and it would take way too long to fly all of these or to fine-tune most of these maneuvers manually. Therefore, we will just I'm just using MagJet here to speed this up for maneuvers which I've done myself often enough. Okay, now here we have something very interesting. That's a full-on laboratory. And I definitely want to keep that. So that's something which we could consider as a target for a construction mission to grab this lab and just attach it to one of our stations. Let's see. Okay, so first of all, exit, reboard, and exit again. That's just so that they get the achievements. And now there's the rescue craft over there. Okay. Let's go there. Hello. Oh dear. Actually, we may not ground well after all. She may have to come up here and train her skills. On the other hand, Valentina is needed for the asteroid mission, so there is no time to send her off to Minmus. So I guess we will be using somebody. Well, either somebody else will fly and Valentina will return immediately, or I'm not sure. Let's see. So we got a new pilot and a scientist, and right now we will deorbit them. Actually, we will deorbit over here. And let's see where we end. Me a landing prediction, please. Okay, so later. Let's go with that, yeah. And the panels. Okay, so maybe we do go a little earlier. And execute that note. Okay, surface, retrograde. Actually, jab, do that. Now we want to fix our inclination. Should have incorporated that into the orbit burn, but I just forgot. Roughly thereabouts. Okay, let's go. Let's see, we will probably end up short of the KSP, but let's actually go a little this way. Okay. Yeah, should be okay. Let's see what happens. That right now. Interesting that they are also excited. There may be some really good people here. Let's see. I don't get any stats. I do. 5.8, 6.1, yeah. Oh, come on. Why? Okay, so we will not be landing at the KSC because I forgot to pump the fuel to the bottom. What's our chute saying? Good. Okay. That's like one of these re-entries where the Russians kind of messed up a little and the control systems were not good enough. Okay, let's get this down there. Okay, so now we are stable again, roughly. Why can't this go retrograde properly? Oh, come on. Yeah, whatever. All I wanted was to stage the parachutes, not this stage. Where is it going to hit? Or has it already despawned? No. Going to hit somewhere. Okay. Well, well. I suppose it wouldn't be Kerbal Space Program if everything went perfectly according to plan. So we now have Gemlong and Beakers, and they both got these, right? And we need to rename some things here. First of all, Gemlong's wreckage really just is wreckage. Except that Beakers is a laboratory which we wish to retrieve. So let's say station lab. Accept. And we will be doing something with that. Also, let's quickly check whether any new asteroids showed up. I don't think so. D, C, E, C, whatever. Yeah, that's no nice ones. Okay, so we still have this B class for the time being. And then we do something about this laboratory. Let's see. What would we actually do with it? Well, we definitely need to attach a construction docking port to be able to attach something. And maybe bring it over to the Minmus station. Because I think we don't have anything. We were planning to launch some laboratory, but I still haven't designed that. Or is this in the sub-assemblies somewhere? Station extension is in the sub-assemblies, okay. So let's say... Oh, that's not what we wanted. What about station lab? Yeah, that's what I wanted to build. Except that's now not going to happen. So let's see. Let's check our Minmus station again. Minmus station core. Let's get rid of all of this and this. Hey, so that's our core. We of course have some extra modules attached there, but what I wanted to attach here was something like this. That would have fit nicely. Now that we don't need that, let's see. I still want to attach these structural elements here. Or do we just go for a... I don't think I even have this lab unlocked. Yeah, it's here, it's not unlocked right now. But let's pretend this one is a good substitute. I could just stick 2 of these Clampotron construction ports to both sides of it, attach a transfer stage, and be done with it. I don't know exactly how it will look like, so maybe we can check that using the cans. There, we remove this here. I guess this would work. Will look a little ugly, but who cares? Although I may need... I can't do anything about the, let's see, I can't do anything about the lab. I can't move 3.5 tons. How much does this stuff weigh? That's too heavy with all of these attached, and this is 138 and this is less. Let's see, 138 kilos plus 57, that's just shy of 200. That's a relevant weight. So what I could do, and this is how much? 50, okay. So I could of course keep this. With only 2 of these, or just remove all of these entirely. What if we reduce this? Well, it's okay like this, but I want maybe something like this as a transfer tube, and then the lab on the bottom of that. I don't know. No. Let's do a couple of these. But keeping 2 of these, and I can't rotate it properly. You know what, I will just stick the construction port at the end of the lab and that's it. No messing around. So all we need is a transfer stage which is able to haul 3.5 tons to Minmus. And possibly our first crew will actually do that. So let's see. We have in sub-assemblies. one of my transfer stages. About this thing. How much is this? That's 5 tons. What? 6 tons? Where is the 6 tons? Oh, because it's fueled. Okay. Well, excellent. Then let's say remove a couple of these parts. Oh. So that was a 2 point something. Okay, that's heavy. Let's remove this. This. All of the experiments, basically I'm just looking to find out how much weight I need. Oh, okay. That's roughly okay. Let's get rid of this. Now we have a fairly good simulation of 3.5 tons. So if I now attach this here, and move this, then I have well enough fuel for going there. Okay, and let's see. Maybe the crew also has to go there and come back, so maybe we'll change that a little. Okay, let's see. Let's try something else. First, what's that? This length is 1.5, okay. Don't save. So let's say we use one of the moon tourists. Oh dear God. That really, I'm still using here. Well, it certainly has enough delta V, I think, for whatever we are going to throw at it. So we need a, let's see. Can I add these parts here? This construction. One of these? Probably not. Doesn't fit. And it's missing a lot. Oh, I need to add 2 of these here. Does this affect my construction time? Not a lot, okay. So that one is for, let's see, actually, one for the bottom of the lab. And then I need something small for the top of the lab, which also has a little bit of the RCS, something to control. So do we have a, no we don't, then we need to construct something quickly. Let's see. Just a tiny structural something, please. Actually, it needs to be larger. Why is this here? Need to fix that, okay. Okay, well then, procedural structural part. Okay, that's good enough. Next we need another one of these. And we need a couple of these. Exactly like that. Except we are going to reduce this in diameter a little. So fine. Good. Okay. Now we have this for the top of the lab, this for the bottom. Actually, we need something else at the bottom. We need a regular docking port there, like much will this interfere? Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Oh, there's no changing it. Or actually there is, because this one should fit in here. Right? Maybe? Yes, it does. Okay. So we will put that on here, and the rest okay. This can stay as it is. Although we need to somehow dispose of this later. Well, I can always put it back on here, I guess. I wonder, well, actually we can leave this as it is and leave it as a tube or whatever between the segments. But I'd really rather get rid of it. Let's see. Well, in any case, that will be not Montourist, but I transfer. Oh, come on. I don't want to. That will be the lab recovery and transfer to Minmus craft. Okay. Something like that. I don't know whether we need some additional fuel here. So let's see, that will get us into orbit. This will theoretically transfer us, but only theoretically. I will extend this to provide some extra fuel. And we still have enough launch thrust, so that's okay. And enough thrust in this stage as well. Okay, let's build this. And yeah, we don't need to save that. Okay. Let's get this somewhere fast. Actually, we only need it after the Minmus science lander is completed. But yeah, then let's move it down here. Let's say about there. Okay, but with that, I'm afraid we are all out of time for this episode. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.